Hello, it's Jim Hutchins for the Jerusalem Connection Truth Report for this week. Today, the 14th of May, is a big day. It's a huge day as far as Israel is concerned. It's the day after 70 years, the capital of Israel is recognized as Jerusalem, and the embassy, American embassy, has moved from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Many people have spoken about this. I'd like to read excerpts from an article by Gilad Erdan. He is a member of the Israeli Knesset. He says this: Monday, May 14th is the day that the United States Embassy in Israel will move from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This is not merely a change in address, but an historic event that will correct a decades-old injustice and lay the groundwork for peace based on truth. Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. For thousands of years, Jews around the world turned 3 times a day toward Jerusalem in prayer and ended their most important ceremonies with the phrase, quote, "next year in Jerusalem." As Israel's founding Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion declared in 1949, quote, "Jerusalem is the very heart of Israel." Unfortunately, since Israel's founding exactly 70 years ago, most countries have housed their embassies in Tel Aviv. Despite the fact that Congress passed the Jerusalem Embassy Act in 1995 by an overwhelming bipartisan majority, the embassy of our greatest friend and ally remained outside our capital. As President Donald Trump noted in announcing this change in U.S. policy, quote, "Through all these years, presidents representing the U.S. have declined to officially recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. In fact, we have declined to acknowledge any Israeli capital at all. This refusal by the international community to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital helped feed Palestinian rejectionism and delegitimization of the Jewish people's connection to their holiest city. And when you delegitimize the presence of a people, you legitimize violence against them." Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas and his government's denial of the Jewish connection to Israel and Jerusalem, as well as their incitement to terror, constitute the greatest obstacle to peace. This rejection is a key element in official Palestinian Authority rhetoric and propaganda. 1 week after President Trump's December 2017 announcement recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital without taking a position as to the boundaries of Israeli sovereignty, Abbas declared Jerusalem as, quote, "Palestinian, Arab, Islamic, and a Christian city," and that Israel's presence is illegitimate. At the same time, Abbas's Fatah movement began to call for days of rage, and today is to be a day of rage as far as the Palestinians are concerned. While the official Palestinian Authority daily printed a cartoon of Palestinian cutting off the arm of a Jew with a cleaver, the message from the leadership to the Palestinian street was clear. That month, Palestinian firebomb attacks and violent riots increased more than tenfold. The launch of the wave of violence in December 2017 was made possible by the ongoing and systematic Palestinian Authority incitement to terror. This incitement includes glorifying terrorists responsible for the murder of dozens as role models, naming schools and summer camps after them, paying monthly salaries to incarcerated terrorists, salaries which increase with the severity of their crimes. Words can kill, and this incitement, both before and during December 2017, led to the numerous attempted terror attacks. In the long run, the U.S. recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital can help promote a viable peace in the region. A lasting peace must be based on reality. And American leadership recognizes the self-evident reality that Jerusalem is Israel's capital is already encouraging other countries to move their embassies as well. Widespread international recognition of this plan will make it easier for Palestinian leaders in the post-Abbas era to abandon their attempts to erase the Jewish connection to the city. Once the Palestinian leadership becomes willing, if that ever happens, I should add, willing to accept Jewish people's connection to Jerusalem and Israel, the conditions will be created to end an official Palestinian Authority incitement and the creation of a culture of peace in its stead. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but it is something we can hope for. My own sense is that peace will come to Israel with its enemies when the Prince of Peace comes, and not before. 70 years after Israel's establishment, we stand to witness a momentous event which will mark the victory of historical truth over denial and reality over rejectionism. The embassy move will pave the way not only for the further strengthening of the U.S.-Israel alliance, but for a brighter future for all who hold Jerusalem dear. And I'm reminded of the passage of Scripture from Isaiah 62, two portions. Isaiah 62, verse 1. For Zion's sake I will not keep silent. For Jerusalem's sake I will not remain quiet, until her righteousness shines out like the dawn and her salvation like a blazing torch. That's the future of Jerusalem. In addition to that, God says, Yahweh says, I have posted watchmen on your walls, O Jerusalem. They will never be silent day or night. You who call upon Yahweh, the God of Israel, the God of Christians, you who call upon Yahweh, give yourselves no rest and give him no rest until he establishes Jerusalem and makes her a praise in all the earth. And that's the truth.